subjects. A security breach has been detected. A full laboratory lockdown is now in effect. This is a full laboratory lockdown. Stay calm, remain vigilant, and obey security personnel. And always trust that the Sovereign protects. This unit has observed a redundancy in hovering units on the team. Suggested course: removing unnecessary new units. Attention subjects. The laboratory lockdown has been lifted, and your faith in the Sovereign has been reaffirmed. Normal activities.
The Sovereign provides, the system abides. I assume Command has new doctrines which will be released to us soon. Hunting Raptidons in this manner is becoming unsustainable. Airteeth can train and release them faster than we can put new boots on the ground. And they're... inflicting casualties at the same rate.
It's the duty of all loyal subjects to be willing to lay down their lives for the Protectorate. That is asked of them.
Of course. It would be treasonous to say otherwise. But I'd like our new recruits to lay down their lives for something more meaningful than killing a single Raptidon.
Reporting is so neighborly, a smashing like yourself.
Attention, IRC staff. Please head inside. Anomalous event. The Interstitial Hall and Exhibition Tower is off limits for the foreseeable future to any and all non-essential personnel. All requests to view the prototype Rift Anomaly Modulator are hereby suspended for the time being. Please direct all further queries and study petitions to the lead researcher's office.
Subjects, listen well. Days ago, our beloved sovereign, in his infinite wisdom, submitted himself to mental refreshment to strengthen his resolve for the good of all. At his command, I, Emery Thoreau, now accept the responsibility of shepherding you through these dark times until our sovereign's blessed return. I shall not take this duty lightly, for I address you today not as the consul, nor even as your new leader, which I am, but as a simple man who wants nothing more than to defend his home and his neighbors. But I cannot do it alone. Some may mourn this day, but it is not a time for that. It is a time to celebrate the bravery of our once and future sovereign. So dry those tears as I call upon you to stand tall with renewed zeal. Together, we will finish our great sovereign's work and purge Arcadia of those who
selfless sovereign, matriarch's mercies. What if something should happen while...
I know how this looks, but I can assure you I have leave to look into... Oh, you're not security. And could the same not be said for you? I know every face in this facility, yet I do not know yours. For both our sakes, I think it best if we continue as we were. I will forget I saw you as long as you extend me the same courtesy. I was looking for proof, if you must know. There was an incident recently, and I believe our head of security is neglecting his duty to investigate. Albin Vaillancourt is the sentinel charged with supervising this facility and all its researchers. Unfortunately, he's a punitive man who delights in the wretchedness of others. I'd grasp a live rod if I could pass its current to him. Although, unless you have unusual license to be here, his odds of keeping head and body united diminish by the second. Unless your lamps have oxidized, you must have noticed my arm. I lost it saving the Sovereign from a Rift experiment gone wrong. An experiment I was in charge of. Naturally. Vaillancourt supplied my name for the reports, incriminating me in the eyes of my colleagues. And since he's closed off that wing of the lab, I can't prove my innocence. Coincidence is not causation, I know. But with recent events being what they are, it's difficult not to draw certain unpalatable theories beyond mere incompetence. Sabotage comes foremost to mind, though the perpetrator and purpose remain a mystery. If only Vaillancourt was not at permanent cross-purposes with me. I should have known you were here for the prototype. But for what ill-begotten purpose, I wonder? Actually, I think you'll find it is. I did mention my position at this facility, did I not? Nor do I. Everything is turning base over apex today. Even though we have expanded our efforts beyond the modulator's use, Vaillancourt would still pay for such a theft. And I'll need it to reopen the rift in the closed-off wing. I couldn't possibly rely on an outsider to help me conduct an investigation, could I? No, that would be outrageous, unthinkable. Except, whatever the cause of the incident, it is my duty as a law-abiding protectorate subject to gather proof and uncover its cause. Really, Vaillancourt is forcing my hand here. Fine. I won't go on my knees before an interloper begging for intervention. Do as you will. I expect your little intrusion will be met with a severe yet fitting response shortly. Far be it from me to tell you how to operate, but I would not linger here overlong were I you. Vaillancourt is bound to notice your presence sooner or later. I wouldn't have suggested it otherwise. The prototype Rift Modulator is currently in Interstitial Hall at the top of Exhibition Tower. There's a lift in the next room over that can take you directly there. Once you have the prototype, make your way to Vaillancourt's quarters. He should have a spare key card that will grant us access to the restricted wing. I'll monitor your progress from here. Be cautious. The guards of this facility will attack anyone unfamiliar to them. But once you have the key card and Rift device, reconvene here, and we'll go together to the wing.
Authorization. Lockdown initiated.
Quickly, use the modulator to open the rift. It may provide your only avenue for escape.
As of this morning's demonstration, we have finally proven my central thesis. Matter within the rifts is not permanently destroyed. Broken down into pure information. This confirms many of our theories about the rift to an overwhelming degree, including the potential to restore this information, albeit imperfectly.
The unsubtle evil. Yeah, it's not every day that someone is fool enough to break into the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center. I'd be obliged if you would regale me with the tale of how you managed to get this far. Oh, really? Which one? Sophia? You'll have to forgive me if I find that worthy of a hearty guffaw. She's as dedicated as they come. To a fault, even. But what were the circumstances behind your collaboration? Did you threaten her, perhaps? Inflict some measure of pain? Did she cry? I should have known she wouldn't let that lie. Dr. Hurley has clearly gone spare if she's teamed up with an interloper. It would be a damned shame if that transgression led to a more grievous accident for her. You ask too many questions. Your reward would be ambling out of here on 2 working legs. My offer is simple. Your freedom in exchange for Hurley's life. Why not? Deepen the sorrow of this incident. A prototype modulator stolen, and a lead researcher dead due to her own incaution and perfidy. Tragic. What wild tales did our fair doctor deposit in that brain pan of yours? I am a man of unimpeachable repute. My word is my bond. You're far more amenable than I was expecting. Not that I'm complaining. Of course, in spite of this tacit armistice, my guards will still attack you on sight. I have to make a good show of doing my duty. You understand. I'll release the lift, but you'll have to find your own way from there. Meet me in the hangar when all is squared away with Hurley. I'll be waiting.
Walk on over there, huh?
Especially perturbed. You know what? Say, remember that time the Sovereign caught us comparing pitchball cards? He was so excited about how...
Don't be reluctant to unfold any rifts you come across using the modulator. They may eject something useful to you.
staff. Do you suppose there's been another incident? Like the one with the Sovereign?
No. It seems we may have been intruded upon during the Consul's announcement. I heard it from one of Vaillancourt's men. An outsider, apparently. Violent.
How ghastly. Well, Vaillancourt no doubt has it in hand. Perhaps this will take some of his edge off and he'll let us alone after.
A hypothesis that does not hold much water, I fear. Trust the plan.
Fret not. Our researchers have everything well in hand.
Didn't one just lose an arm not a month or so ago?
Operating at peak efficiency at all times.
Having that device nabbed on his watch nigh guarantees Vaillancourt a long stay and mental refreshment, if he is not subjected to swift and fitting arbitration first. What? If that's true, we must act quickly. Anything on his terminal cannot be relied upon for long. We need proof we can hold in our hands. I'll lead us to the restricted wing now. Once there, reopen the rift using the modulator so we can begin searching for more irrefutable proof. Reconstitute matter in an imprecise manner, but use your imagination to conjure the original scene that could lead us to the evidence we need. You've discovered something? I knew it! I am absolved! And yet, I cannot possibly imagine what would have possessed him to deliberately endanger the Sovereign's life. It's unconscionable. I would characterize Vaillancourt as many vile and unmentionable things, but a traitor? No. The man cannot defecate without humming a protectorate anthem. For all the time I've spent trying to unsnarl Vaillancourt's mercurial behavior, it seems there was yet more I did not know about him. Did you uncover anything else? I had heard rumors of the Sovereign's diminished popularity since the war began, but I scarcely trusted their veracity. That any subject should commit such an abominable offense against the Matriarch's own blood? It is nigh impossible to fathom. I think I'm beginning to understand exactly what happened here. But if you have any additional points of data, please share them. I think I can formulate my own conclusion from here. Our dear head of security has much to answer for. We need to go and confront Vaillancourt, now. I'm no longer willing to wait for the arc of justice to bend in my favor. Vaillancourt needs to die for what he's done. If I distract him, can I count on you to do the rest? You wouldn't dare. I've devoted more hours to studying rifts than almost anyone living. And since the Order abandoned us, the Protectorate does not have minds like mine to spare. Trust me, I know Vaillancourt. This will work. Noted. I'll go first. Follow behind, but not too closely. We don't want him to see you. If you can reach the back of the hangar, stealthily, there's a ladder up to some turrets, which you can deploy against Vaillancourt. Careful not to turn them on me, too. I'll keep Vaillancourt talking so that you can get a good angle on him. But his patience isn't limitless, so be swift. Attack when ready. No need to wait for a signal from me. Oh, and there's also a rift in the hangar. An experimental byproduct, as it were. I would avoid interacting with it, lest you alert Vaillancourt to our ploy.
Hurley. I confess I'm surprised to see you here, so hale and healthy.
Hold the pleasantries, Vaillancourt. I know you sabotaged the experiment that nearly killed me. Killed me and the son. I have the proof.
You've turned into such a disappointment, Sophia. First, you blunder my perfect plan with your disgusting heroism. But now you conspire with outsiders.
That outsider barely needed my help. Tools. Clearly, this job efficacy has most deteriorated.
Ah, enabling the turret! That's certainly creative. You certainly chose your moment to deal with Hurley, but a deal is a deal. Come, join me. I don't fancy yelling across the room. I admit, I'd have preferred more plausible deniability in this matter, and distance. But you did do as I asked in the end, sloppy though the execution of it was. You're free to leave, as agreed. Accept these confiscated items along with my goodwill. Oh, and though it should be obvious, never speak of this. Ever.
Forever vigilant. Hello, merit study. There, found you.
Now that you have the Rift Modulator, any previously inaccessible rifts could be worth revisiting. Rifts may contain useful equipment and resources. However, due to the chaotic nature of reconstitution, some creative problem solving may be required in reaching them.